Why do you got?
Welcome back to Maniacal Music Musings. I'm your host, Jeremy, as always, and tonight I'm getting out my teenage angst. God help you all. Those dark college years where I didn't know if I can get out alive on my own. I know I was a fool, but it felt just like nails for breakfast and tacks for snacks every day, over and over. It was a riot, but it's all over now. I'm just glad I learned lying is the most fun a girl can have on her back. That was the best part of college. Just telling you. Best part of dorm life. My co-host, however, with his bruised, pristine plans of a camisado on the Nancy boys, he rotates his crucifix at 36 degrees and says, "Let it die." He likes to sing London Beacon songs about money, written by machines, and to him, it's always time to dance. Chancy motherfucking Grave.
Hi.
That's right, folks. That's right. Your musers are back once again. And, you know, we've dealt with a lot of bastards on this show in the past. What can I say? What can I say? But we have brought forth today a guest we are so proud to finally have. The newest bastard. The most beautiful bastard. Miss Jess Bubbles herself, the senator of bastardism.
Hi. Taking a note from Chancy over here.
Chancy, I got a new co-host.
Fucking. That's all right. I need a support group anyway. She'll fucking be bald by episode 10 after your fucking horrific lack of taste.
Oh, you lying motherfucker. She would love my music. And I didn't go bad on her today. I'll say that much. But we welcome Bubbles to the show.
You really did.
No, I didn't really. I did. I could have gone so much fucking darker and worse. So much. But I didn't. I mean, she wants to go, we'll get into it. No worries here. But speaking of that, although, Miss Bubbles, what CD did you bring to us today? And why in the fuck did you bring it to us? That's all
So I actually brought the Panic at the Disco, A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. And the reason that I had brought it, I feel like that was really where my musical individuality started to come out. So I grew up in a very, very small town. Like my graduating class was only 11 people, kind of small town.
Jesus.
Chancy too? Look at us, small town kids, just living in the lonely world. But, of course, that's not, the albums that we picked. But I would have to, and this was also the first CD that anybody has ever burnt for me as well. So like, I didn't even have like a CD that I had bought. Somebody had burned a CD for me. And so it was kind of nostalgic is more so why I picked this album.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay. One, this album, I already kind of know some things about you from back then, but this album kind of paints a bigger picture for me of you back then. I will say that. And I'm not going to lie, that picture does amuse me and arouse me to some degree. But, I mean, I only ever knew one song that I could definitively say was Panic at the Disco. And that one song was on the CD, and I still don't like it. But I gave this whole album a shot, yesterday. I didn't want to drive with my car when actually no, it was this morning on the way to work. And I didn't want to drive my car windows down, even to smoke a cigarette, because I was just like, anybody hears me listening to this fucking shit, I'm gonna be ragged on for the end of time. I'm gonna be called a Nancy boy, an emo, a fag, all that shit. So it's just like, this is the stuff my brother would listen to in high school, and I used to brag the shit out of him, like, raise your hand if your brother's a homo, like constantly that type of shit. Like if you bring this CD to a fucking playground, you might get arrested. I'm just saying. But I Panic at the Disco I cannot fucking do. Like the only thing I can really say I appreciated theirs is their guitar isn't bad sometimes. Their guitar isn't bad, especially on some of their heavier songs. The guitar is not horrible, but the whole fucking like violin, like dun 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 dun. It's like, fucking Christ, what are we, 5-year-olds playing in fucking music room? Jesus Christ. But
I don't know. Like me personally, I love everything about Brendan Urie. I think he is so handsome. I love his voice. I do love his musical development as well. So just kind of seeing where he had started to, like, even the newer music where he's a little bit more pop rather than the alternative, or that the emo. I don't know what to really classify this CD as far as genre. But I think Chancy gave a good name to it. The bubblegum goth.
Bubblegum goth, yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I feel fitting.
I mean, as sure as I am that many bubbles were popped to this CD, I am sure. But that's actually what I was going to ask. Did the guy who burned you the CD get to pop the bubble because of it? So I mean,
actually, it was a girl that burnt the CD. So
even more intrigued, but same question. But I
don't know. Being the center of what was it, Bubbleonia? I don't know if I am inclined to answer that.
Bubbleonia is a free country with free love, but
okay, well,
that's when
definitely some free love. So
that's when you go with the can neither confirm nor deny.
It's an excellent question. Let's circle back to it. Like
that's when you say the senator pleads the fifth. But
that's worse. That's the worst thing you can ever do is plead the fifth. That's basically saying, yes, if you can neither confirm nor deny, you can neither confirm nor deny. Or, I don't have those numbers for you right now, sir. What we can do is my people can get around to it and we can present that to you in a timely fashion.
I mean, but Panic at the Disco, I cannot get into this band. Like, I tried to like them today. I really tried. It just did not happen. I'm just like, some of their stuff, I mean, listening to some of it once, I didn't mind. I will never play this fucking CD again. If it ever comes onto my car by some random accident, I might throw my phone out the window. I'm just saying. But because that's some devil possession right there from that fucking horrible music. I mean, it's some pretty devil in pink that wants to be tough, but he's just an emo bitch. But that's all happened if CD plays again. So, Chancy, what did you think of Panic at the Disco?
I just want to stop and take a moment and allow the senator from Babylonia to recognize the fact that this is exactly what I mean when I say I need a fucking support group for the utter lack of taste that this fucking Timu fucking Alakazam fucking nickel fucking Coney Island fortune telling fucking wish big machine looking motherfucker over here. Like, for real though.
Listen, circus boy, listen.
Yeah, circus, not carny. Fucking, Malachi, we're cool and shit, but you know what it is. Fucking, honestly, I'm honestly gonna say, Panic at the Disco is not necessarily my bag of tea. I really did enjoy it though. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought that I would, because when it first came out, I mean, this came out in 2006, and I was like, what is it? Like 16 years old or something like that. No, I was older than that. I was 21. I was 21.
I was a freshman in high school. Like,
I was
a baby.
Well, if you were a freshman in high school, yeah. So I was like 21. Sorry. Yeah, I was 21 when this came out, and I hated this and Hawthorne Heights and Bullet for My Valentine. I hated all that bubblegum goth shit that came out on that fucking bullshit record label. And like, but at the time it was more so because I had worked through all my angsty trauma and all that extra stuff. And with all the stuff, like with all the music that I listened to coming up, getting the music fed to me from the elder goths. But like listening to it for the show, I actually enjoyed, you know, giving it a once over. I mean, will it be something that I'll actively seek out? No. But will it be something that I immediately change if it comes on the radio, like at the
Yes.
jukebox or whatever?
Yes.
Absolutely not. Because
I'd be fucking Fonzie over there punching the jukebox if this shit came on.
just like, you know, there's so many, like the names of the songs and the styling of how it's put together. I enjoyed it both as a person who's, I'm not like, I don't fancy myself as a musician. I tinker with a guitar, you know, but like, and I used to be in choir when I was for like 10 years, but like those things, like some of the stuff he does with his voice on those tracks is rather impressive. But again, like I said, it's just kind of not my bag personally, but I fucking can definitely say that I head and shoulders, fucking knees and toes above fucking the alternative that we have here.
You are out of your goddamn living mind, sir.
Oh, dude, I think the diesel engine's kind of kicked up. So when it's your turn, I think we all better hunker down for the Oppenheimer, the fucking, like we're talking Trinity test explosion that's fucking fixing to go down on this motherfucker. Like I'm probably gonna accidentally wake up some children that are sleeping and shit from like 3 blocks over.
Well, Kermit, calm the fuck down and keep sipping your tea over there. But no, you ain't. Oh, your woman told you no, shorty.
Oh, I'm being read the riot act, but you know what? It's gonna happen.
That's illegal in some states, sir. But
what? Read the riot act?
No, it's gonna happen one way or another.
Because if he wakes up my sleeping child that I just put to sleep, some serious stuff might go down.
Oh, Chancy, you know she wakes up and chooses violence every day. You know that.
I think it's a good thing there's a mute option and a stop the camera option.
No, I'm probably going to want to document that for the future, you know.
Oh,
show us on the doll where she touched you.
Oh, trust me. There'll be no time for him to do shit by the time she tackled him. He wouldn't even see it coming. She's like a fucking cat when she pounds it. So, fuck. Chancy had to break out the paddle like, I'm warning you. I'm warning you.
She's got tiny little hands like stones.
They work good for Chancy's prostate exams, but not so much for punching. But
I mean, well, okay then.
Bubbles, what were your top 5 off this so-called album you brought?
Okay, do I list them like 1 through 5?
5 to 1.
5 to 1. So, okay, so my number 5, I would say, was the I Rate Sins, Not Tragedies. Just because, like, that one is like the iconic Panic at the Disco song. Like when somebody says Panic at the Disco, I feel like that is the first thing that comes to anybody's head.
I mean, the first thing that comes to my head when someone says Panic at the Disco is white vans and puppies, but okay.
And then my number 4 is Build God and Then We'll Talk. I don't know why I have that as number 4, but
not gonna lie, that one's not. It didn't make my list, but that one's not on. It's not.
I feel like I like that one, just kind of like for the end of it, the like homage to The Sound of Music. I really like that. I don't know if anybody knows this, but I just so happen to really enjoy musicals. Like I love what I think my favorite would be Chicago, but that's for another day.
Oh, actually, Chancy doesn't know this yet, but in the new year, we're going to be doing a musical soundtracks episode.
I might want to be invited to that because, like I said,
it's a regular episode. I mean, we got to rebastard the musicals episode on Bastard at some point. It'll probably be a couple years down the road, but we got to do it.
that would be great. And then if my sister could get in on that too, Andy.
Andy's always welcome.
Oh my goodness. So my number 3 is It's Better If You Do. I really just kind of like the way that song starts. I can get down with it, and it's a weird thing to bring me like joy, but it kind of was one of those, like that teen angsty feeling, like, oh my God, somebody understands like what I feel. My number 2 is Lying is the...
I think everybody understands it's better if you do it, but come on now.
Sometimes I just don't want to be the one to do it, though. Like, I want somebody else to be the doer.
Coming. Initiate Superman run scene.
Oh my goodness. My number 2 is Lying is the most fun a girl can have without taking her clothes off. I don't know. I think I loved the music video to this more than I actually loved the song, because the music video was so weird. Like they had like fish tanks for head, or like on their heads, and it was so odd, but it captured all of my attention.
Well, on this show we call that what happens after you have Don Vito's brownies. Right, Chancy?
Actual factual.
Actual factual. Are they special brownies? Is that what we're talking about here?
Oh, they are extremely special.
They are they're so short bus that it basically drives in reverse.
Oh my. I had a cookie like that once. I took maybe a bite like this big. Like it was a little itty bitty bite. And went to work. And I got lost standing in line for it felt like 3 hours, but I'm pretty sure it was only 5 minutes. And my bestest buddy at work came up to me and he's like, "Hey Jess, you good?" And he knew because he participated.
Chancy's right. Vito's brownies are just like when the bus drives by Q's house and has to back up a little bit.
The problem is that it doesn't process normal for me. So I have to eat a lot. So they have to be really potent. And it's gotten pretty interesting.
Now I feel like I need to try. I feel like I need a sample.
Yes, it's on my to-do list one of these days is to get out to those cornfields and run
along with those world famous tacos.
Yes, those world famous tacos. But well, what was your number 1 song, Bubbles? Still waiting to hear that. I hear that.
That's okay. My number 1 is There's a Good Reason These Tables Are Numbered. Honey, you just haven't thought of it yet.
Yeah, some of these are some of these songs are just what the fuck? What's going on, Nikki?
Hi, Nikki.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah. You know what?
Oh,
I agree with
word from Don Vito.
Dude, man, he's He don't even know. Actually, he does know, but he's just talking shit. Mid. You're fucking mid. You better go up there. You better stay up there in your little rap, sir.
His big ass raccoon, but
No, he had surgery a couple days ago.
finally getting that gender change, Vito. But
No.
Yeah, well, I actually had one honorable mention for your CD, which is more than I can say for somebody else's CD. But and apparently it hurts to laugh, Vito says. But
Yeah, I can imagine that it would. Poor
and
guy.
apparently Nikki, what the fuck? Nikki says she has a Rain Taco song stuck in her head now.
Raining tacos from a guacamole sky.
That was
Pico
college.
de horror.
That was college. That's all I'm saying. But
Crunchy shell tacos. Now I shall raid tacos. Sorry, I don't even know if that's an actual thing. I just thought about Slayers raining blood and then tacos.
It fits. I feel like that's going to be a new Bob for me.
Musers Originals coming out soon. But yeah, we could hope. But
dude, I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I wrote a parody song to like a song. I wrote a parody song to No Doubt's "I'm Just a Girl" back like fucking,
of course,
like 15 years ago or whatever it was.
Did you change it to now? Did you change it to I'm Just a Chancy?
No, it was "I'm Just a Boy." Well, I think the chorus was like something. It was just so dumb and so bad. It was like, I'm just a boy. You better watch out for me. I'll knock you up and then I'll bail at first sight. I'm just a boy. What is it? You better take a good look at me because I get to go out all late at night. Whoa. Expletive, just get me some more beer. Like, it was just it was just so trashy, like specifically trashy. Like, it was bad. It was good, but it was bad at the same time.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes I like those trashy songs though. Those ones that you listen to and you're like, I know that this is trash, but you just can't like not listen to it just because it hits.
Well, getting back to the CD you were talking about, which actually fits that description perfectly. My honorable mention for it was London Beckons songs about money written by machines. Because that wordplay in the title, the wordplay in the title is fucking actually pretty genius. I like the wordplay. That's like something I do for my podcast titles. But I mean, I don't know. That song stuck. I don't know why. Maybe I put it on the list because I was scared at that point I wasn't gonna have enough for 5. But I don't know. Number five was Cami Sato because it got a little heavy and it was fucking awesome. So number 4 was there's a good reason these tables are numbered, honey. You just haven't thought of it yet, which I don't know. Just the lyrics in that one kind of hit me. But number 3 was Time to Dance because the fucking flow in that shit was actually right on point. Like that's actually one song that came on while I was drunk somewhere. I wouldn't be like turning it off. But number 2 was Nails for Breakfast, Tax for Snacks because it reminds me of a Lordy song called Babes for Breakfast, Bitches for Lunch. So I mean, just the way that song, the title of that song looked, remind me of it so fucking hard, and like, yeah, that song reminded me of it a little bit, not too much, but. And of course, number 1, shout out hugely to Kendra Beltran for this one. Number 1 is lying is the most fun a girl can have with her clothes on. And I mean, because that was on our sex song bracket back in February because that was one of Kendra's entrance into the. It was all boy band songs mainly with her, but that was one of the entrants into it, and I even like shout out to him like, hey, your freaking album you love is on today's episode. Check it out. But yeah, that song is kind of fun. I fucking hate the song that everybody knows from this album. I fucking hate it. It's just the way it opens, the way he sings it just pisses me off. Shutting the goddamn door. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, who gives a shit what you say? Like, Jesus Christ. And every time I saw the video, I wanted to punch him in the face. I don't know why. But maybe it's because he reminded me of all the emo bitches I knew in high school. But the fact that so many guys got laid to these fucking songs kind of depresses me in a long way. But Chancy, what were your top 5?
Well, technically, I had. You could say technically there were 3 honorable mentions, but I only put them down as 2. So for me, number 7 was the only difference between Martyrdom and Unalive is press coverage. And then number 6 is the intro and the intermission together.
Jesus Christ.
Number 5 was Bill God, Then We'll Talk. Number 4 was London Beckon Songs About Money Written by Machines. Number 3 was Nails for Breakfast, Tax for Snacks. Number 2 was Lying is the Most Fun a Girl Can Have Without Taking Her Clothes Off. And because I hadn't actually really heard much of this song, I Write Sins Not Tragedies it didn't have that same effect as it did on everybody else, so it made my number 1 just because of the fact that like it was almost basically like hearing it for the first time. But yeah, that was my top 7/8 for this specific album.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Chancy. I mean, how have you not heard that fucking song, dude? That's all I heard in college when they were playing fucking MTVU on the freaking cafeteria TV.
It's because the whole time I was like, learning, I was just deep diving in my own musical abyss, as well as trying to teach myself how to play guitar, and then avoiding songs and albums and bands like this like the fucking plague.
Oh,
so it was really easy to avoid because they didn't play this shit on fucking that Dish Net, the Sirius XM fucking heavy metal channel. So
for a good cause, but I mean, music like this was hard to avoid because if you're in college and you're about to get fucking dick sucked, and the girl puts this song on, you're just like, I'm sippering down. Like it's just, fuck me. Literally, that's what it's like. But shit. Well, now that great.
That's why you throw on the alphabet aerobics and then see who fucking taps out first.
I never heard that till you, Chancy. So.
Artificial amateurs, aren't it all amazing? Analytically, ISL animate things. I love that shit, dude. It will be a goal of mine to learn that from A to Z in its entirety, 100% all the way through.
Okay, so I have a question. Who started that? Because the first time I saw it was
Daniel Radcliffe. Yeah. So the name of it's called Blackalicious was the name of the group. And the rapper artist himself was he was called The Gift of Gab. He died of kidney failure a little while back. I don't remember how far ago, but literally it's just like Daniel Radcliffe did it, except for I'm pretty sure they came up with a different word for the N word when it came through because it runs through on the original rap. But like, yeah, it starts off, it's just that basic. Artificial amateurs, aren't it all amazing? Analytically, I saw animate things. I don't remember the B part. And then it just scales up faster and faster and faster.
Yeah, it's an interesting song, that's fucking sure. Everybody was like, why is this on a sex songs bracket? But
well, because if you think about it, like in the context of the reasoning for how, like, in the top, like the choice, the topics of discussion, inherently you got to stop and think about it. Like that's going to be an interesting dynamic because it's kind of like a win-win, really. Like unless you're one of them super sensitive folks that likes to be, slowly swooned.
Slowly swooned.
That's when you put on some Michael Bolton. But that's when you put on some Michael Bolton, motherfuckers. But that means now that we dug that grave and threw the album in and put the 6 feet of freaking dirt back in, and we're never going to bury that again, unless there's a zombie apocalypse, and we're going to get the shotgun and shoot that fucking apple times. But I think it's time now to move on to, you see, I know Bubbles well at this point, and when she brought on this CD, I was just like, what the fuck am I going to do to this CD? I was like, lost for options. I mean, none of the other bands that people like this band listen to have ever even came by my fucking desk. So I'm like, no, what the fuck am I going to do for this? And I'm like, all right, you know what? Teenage Angst. This is Teenage Angst. Fuck it. I'm going with my Teenage College Angst fucking CD that I used to drink to every fucking night of my life in college and blast in my dorm room with, like, well, other stuff too. But yeah, I decided to bring, to me, was one of the best mid-2000s rock CDs out there, except for one song at the end. But I brought 3 Days Grace 1X, which is literally the only good CD they ever did. But and okay, I'll give them the one song on the first CD that everybody loves. But that song's fucking amazing. But this CD altogether, I don't even remember how I heard about it. I think one of my friends in college just gave it to me and put it on my car when we were going somewhere one day, and I was like, I could do this. It's punky emo-y almost, but it's not that far into the fucking genre that I'm gonna fucking get shit for this. And it was popular as fuck in 2007 when I was in college. Like, it was popular as fuck, this CD. And plus, I'm pretty sure the one song was a pay-per-view theme for WWE at that point. Because that's also where I think I heard the one song too. So yeah, I had to go 3 Days Grace because there's nothing else I have that. Anything else I wanted to bring to this would have scared the shit out of Bubbles, and she would have been like hiding in a corner with a crucifix, like, save me, save me.
I don't know. I feel like I have a very wide net when it comes to music. So you probably would have been surprised.
Chancy, would I have been surprised, or would she have been surprised?
Well, I mean, since I don't really know the senator from Babylonia very well, I can't really answer that question because.
But you know my music taste.
I understand your music taste, but your music taste, in contrast to what her fucking, regions of the limitations of the regions of her experience, go to.
I mean,
for all intents and purposes, it could just be.
Unless you're headbanging with black goats in a fucking blood circle, a lot of my music will freak you out.
I don't know. I
mean,
feel like one of these days you're gonna have to try me, and we will see.
Do I even need to say anything to that? Do I even need to say anything to that,
I've never
folks?
heard it. Doesn't mean I can't listen and appreciate.
All right. For your return episode one day, I will go full no holds barred. Fucking take the cock ring off and let's go. Woo!
I will. If that's the case, then I will pull my nuclear option and just fucking annihilate both of you.
But Miss Bubbles, what did you think of 3 Days Grace?
Okay, I feel like we already know that my bubbly bubblegum self likes this album. I feel like that should have already been a known thing.
That's why I picked it, because I'm like, it's a CD I could bring. I think she actually probably has a history with it at some point.
Yeah, no. So again, this is still in my high school years when this music came out. When we've got LimeWire, we're just giving our computers herpes and shit. Just to download our music.
different reasons over here, but yeah.
But yeah, so I do like this album personally. My number 5 on this.
Wait. Don't pull a Freddy. We don't have the insurance for that. Yeah. Top 5 from after fucking all the reviews, because we still gotta let somebody go on his fucking review, and I might have to mute him if he gets too outrageous. But unleash the Kraken. This could be a fake out, I think, though.
There have yet to have been words articulated that can encapsulate the amount of disgust and fucking utter hatred that I have for this band, for this album. Literally fucking every time we lose an artist, I'm always like, can't we just get somebody from 3 Days Grace and then get them back? Like, I'd like to trade Eddie Van Halen for 2 of those guys, please. Also, fucking, you literally picked the album where 4/5 of my list, which I picked by how much I hated, by the way. It wasn't my top 5 of what I liked. It was literally the 5 songs that I fucking hated the most. And it's literally been brought to my attention because all like 4/5 of this heaping piece of shit were nonstop played on my fucking radio, fucking in my area, for all the little goddamn crybaby bubblegum goth kids to fucking make me wish my lawn was emo so that it would fucking cut itself. And then, furthermore, I will have you know, fucking, I, throughout listening to this fucking album, really contemplated trying to kickstart a 12 gauge fucking at least a baker's dozen times, dude. Fucking, if you feel so empty, so mixed up, so alone, chick clock. Do you feel like I feel? I won't in a second. Give me a minute, guy. Hold on. Fucking, let's start a riot. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, yeah, dude, this bullshit fucking album can only fly when the fuck it came out. Because if this thing would have came out when I was fucking coming up and all of us fucking youngsters were coming up, we would have literally started a riot for 2 reasons. One, because this album sucked so dangerously bad that it was detrimental to the IQ of the entire generation listening to it. And also because we would have been so fucking filled with furious angst because of said album, we would have been forced to literally burn everything to the ground.
That is not true exactly, because if it came out in the same era as Linkin Park, as Papa Roach, as all these other bands that were similar, like it would have blown up. It would have blown up huge.
And all of those things to us who were non-bubble gummers are like, ew. So in turn, fucking equally the standing, if you would have released all of those same listed shit back in the days where I was coming up from fucking where I was at, it would have been equally the same. Jamie, we're talking about 3 Days Grace. It might be something that you like, but Jamie definitely knows my fucking disdain for 3 Days Grace. I fucking hate that band. It's just there's never been like, whether it's the nasally tone to the singer's voice or the fucking woe is me fucking kind of nonsense that fucking literally, can you ever grow out of your angsty period, for the love of fuck? Seriously, it's almost like Cottonmouth Kings. That's the kind of level of disdain I got on there. It's a fucking group of guys talking about suburban life when they're literally members of the fucking homeowners association. Fucking, this guy is talking about teenage angsty bullshit when he's fucking like, what, pushing 40? For fuck's sake, dude. How fucking angsty could your teenage years really be since you're 20 years fucking removed from them? Please, for the love of God and all that is musically holy, lock yourself up in Ruby fucking Ridge and come up with something better. Like, this is almost as bad as me bringing that fucking Offspring album, for fuck's sake.
Well, I'm redeeming that in a couple episodes, but and Jamie says, good thing Adam isn't in the band anymore.
See?
But, and actually, I've heard 3 Days Grace got a little darker. I've heard their newer stuff's a little darker, but.
Oh boy. So you mean they left the night on because they're scared?
See, Chancy, in college, this album hit right. I'm not gonna lie, it definitely didn't hit the same way today, like yesterday and today, that it did fucking what 10 years, no, fucking like 15 years ago now. Like it didn't hit the same way it did back then. No fucking way in hell. But literally, I fucking was I was madly in love with this fucking girl who used to fucking take I used to let her borrow my car all the time because she said she was just running errands and shit in town. Later found out she was going to New York City with my car 2 hours away and just to get late. So, yeah. This CD hit home. This CD hit the fuck home. Put on a Moulin Rouge DVD, put the CD on at the same time, and let's just fucking sit there and drink ourselves to death slowly. But good times. Good times. But yeah, I had 2 honorable mentions for this CD. And this will be the last CD I have honorable mentions for. Fancy. But the first honorable mention was It's All Over, because you want Teenage Angst. That's a fucking Teenage Angst song right there. Number 6 was Riot, which I can't believe they actually went that low. I love that fucking song. But and actually, I think that was in one of the WWE SmackDown vs. Raws back in the day. I think that's where it's from. That's where I first heard it. But number 5 was On My Own, because that song really fucking resonates with the show I was going through back then. Number 4 was Get Out Alive, because part of me didn't think I was going to Get Out of College Alive, but Dan Jägermeister had a hold of me. But number 3 was Animal I Have Become, because that song I will say to this day is still badass. I can relate that song to this day still. And his voice actually doesn't bother me that bad. Not as bad as fucking Panic at the Disco's wannabe singer, but and I mean, and nowhere near as fucking bad as what's his name, Sunhouse. Yeah, but
You just have no taste, and the blues is like you wouldn't even have this CD you would have brought to this piece of shit CD that you brought today if it wasn't for the likes of Sunhouse. So you should literally be on your fucking knees in praise of these great musicians that have come before you to allow you to listen to the filth that you bring forth to my poor, delicate earballs.
Well, Jamie says, when I see punks start to act like they want to mosh to Riot, I get that happy feeling in me, and I ask Matt for the visual. Okay, go for it. To jump up and show him how it's done. But usually I get told to stop it. You can't be angry, kid. Sit down. Okay. And,
I mean, she's not wrong.
She's not wrong. I mean, the last time I got in the mosh pit at fucking Green Jelly performing, it was like the next day I could barely walk. So, but number 2 was Over and Over, because I have been through that situation so many times in my life. Like, I know what's best for me, but I want you instead. Like, that shit hits home with me so fucking hard. And it's just, that fucking line, like, kills me still to this day, because it's just past mistakes popping up. And Jamie says, yes, green jelly. And yes, green jelly sucks. Green jelly sucks. As the lead singer strips down their sponsors during 3 Little Pigs, which is ironic in so many levels. But, and of course, my number 1 song is Let It Die. Like, I wanted to let that Panic at the Disco CD really die. But I mean, yeah. That line in that fucking song, I just don't care about you anymore. Like all these songs he wrote about relationships that are fucking toxic and unhealthy and just getting out of them, trying to get out of them and eventually getting out of them is just soothing. It's soothing to a certain level. You gotta have the pass for it, but if you have the pass for it, it's fucking soothing as shit.
It's like a bubblegum Hallmark movie.
I might watch that, dude. I might watch that.
Or no. I misspoke. It's a bubblegum Lifetime film. That's what I was meaning.
I like those too.
Hey, if they fucking
bubblegum here.
If they with Let It Die, I'd be happy.
Have you ever seen Bastard Out of Carolina? Because I highly recommend you look that one up and watch it, because it's It's one of them there. It's kind of like a Lifetime style movie that I think Showtime made. And it's fucking like, whoa, man, this is crazy.
If it's Showtime, I feel like Showtime definitely hits with like different TV shows with different movies that they make.
This was like back in the 90s, so this is when they were really going at it, like hard in the paint.
Hi, Casey.
What up, KCB? But all right, Bubbles, what were your top 5 for good old 3 Days Grace? And I don't know why I want to keep saying Papa Roach.
That's okay. That's okay. Well, I think you want to say Papa Roach because again, it's still like that same like time period.
Oh, I brought Papa Roach to the show once before, and Chancy had a fucking field day and almost had to have a hemorrhoid removed.
But my number 5 was Riot. My number 4 is I Hate Everything About You.
That's not on the CD.
Are you sure? Like, I feel like when I was, is it really not on this CD?
I Hate Everything About You is the one
good
song
wait.
was on their first CD.
What's up, Casey? Hey, do you have Spotify Premium?
I don't think I have Spotify Premium.
And that's why, because whenever you listen to something on Spotify Premium, it doesn't give you the whole list or the whole album. It'll shuffle in other shit with it. That's why I use YouTube Music, because fucking when you look up an album, you actually get to listen to an album. You don't have to fucking skip.
If you pay for Spotify, it works too, but
yeah, who's fucking paying for? I'm not going to do both.
For more things.
I
feel like
I pay for Spotify.
I know you pay for Spotify. Yeah, I know.
Well, now I feel like my list is not accurate, and I don't like that.
Well, I'm pretty sure
you're not missing much anyway.
I'm pretty sure it will be, because out of their top 5 songs, 4 of them are from this album. So
okay, so I had Pain as my number 3.
Yep, that's on the set. Oh, I didn't put Pain on my list. What the fuck? Oh, that's surprising. Actually, I think it's just because that song's, I don't know. That song's a little too whiny for me.
My number.
That's cut yourself music.
Well, and then I think where I realized that it was like shuffling different albums into the songs that I was listening to was with Pain, and then there was also Painkiller, which I was like, I don't feel like these are both going to be on the same album. And then I look at the screen, I'm like, oh, that's not the same album cover either. So I think that's when I realized, and I was like, oh, now I'm going to have to like go through. And I swear that other one was totally on there. But my number 2, you had mentioned, so I know for sure was on there, and that was the Animal That I've Become. And my number 1 was Never Too Late.
That's on the CD too. So
okay, just
Never Too Late's a good song, but I feel like that goes against a lot of the other songs they have in this album, and it's kind of contradicting what they're saying. So I'm just like, what the fuck? And as far as that animal you'll become, I have to tame that animal soon. I'm saying, Casey, I guess hi to you too, man. But and. Casey says the senator has spoken. She is not happy, and Spotify should be scared.
Facts.
She's gonna write a strongly worded letter.
I will.
She's gonna start a riot. God damn it! But
a fact finding mission, even.
Right. I will do. Eventually, it might not be right away, but I will do the research on who to reach out to about this, and I will send that strongly worded letter. With
the Spotify hearings,
professionals,
for sure. The Spotify hearings.
Nancy, what were your top 5 most hated?
So, like, the one I hated the least was Gone Forever, which was how I felt when I realized that I didn't have to listen to this album anymore. It's like, oh, thank God it's gone forever. Number 4 was Riot, because I fucking literally wanted to start a fucking riot having to listen to this heaping piece of shit. Number 3 was Never Too Late, which I kind of really noticed a contradiction in fucking lyrics during this song, because I mean, the chorus itself talks about. She's right. I have a tendency to do that. Spit takes are common.
Yeah, Chancy makes you want to spit, not swallow.
But I noticed that in, Never Too Late, there was a serious contradiction in lyricism here. Because, in the chorus itself, it talks about, unaliving yourself. And then following it up at the end of the same chorus with, it's never too late. But, I mean, that's kind of not true. There comes a point in the conversation when it literally becomes too late. Just a little too late.
Unless you're the reanimator, Chancy.
Facts. And then I noticed it because I went with number 3 on that one because I also noticed in Animal I Have Become the same contradiction in lyricism because he's talking about how, somebody, what is it? Like, I cannot change this animal that I have become. Somebody help me tame this animal. So like, is it like tame it? Is it going to be tamed down? But it can't be tamed down. But I need an outward. I need a help, not just anybody. You got a fucking dart in your neck. Fucking
But
like.
if you're saying he can't change it, that doesn't mean that he can't have assistance in changing it. So it's not him changing it; it would be another person changing it or taming.
I know, but that would be disingenuous because you have to change for yourself. Otherwise, you're not really changing.
I mean, like that. You're not wrong on that, but I feel like a lot of people don't see that. I feel like a lot of people feel like they have to change their whoever they're with, or they have to, or they're gonna change for
that's
their
them.
partners or whatever.
But that's them. But that's them making the change.
Yeah.
The outside force is not forcing the change upon them. They are choosing to take those actions. However, that's neither here nor there. The album sucks. All 4 of these songs have sucked so far, which brings me to the most hated song on this entire album, which is Pain, because it's just literally a giant fucking nasally crybaby bitch fucking sissy girl well, I shouldn't say sissy girl, just crybaby fucking weeping my eyes out until I'm weeping and pissing the bed at the same time. Fucking pain. It's like, okay, like I want to write a song about crying without actually crying on the track. How am I going to pull that off? Oh wait, let's call the guy from 3 Days Grace because he'll tell me how to do it exactly. But
you can't fucking tell me you didn't love the guitar in Pain though.
I didn't really enjoy it that much, no, because there's a lot better. Like it took away so much that I couldn't even find enjoyment in the 6-string bliss. Like it just fucking it literally. I mean, honestly, if I could get away with it, I would have probably went with the drawer method.
What's the drawer method?
I'd rather slam my dick in a drawer than listen to this album again.
Ow.
And
that's why
Casey has a show idea. M3 with Amanda and Casey.
Okay. Cool beans.
Yeah. We could do a 4-way. I'm down. I feel bad for Amanda in that situation, but we could do it. But all right. Well, that brings us, unfortunately, to the last album of the night. Why the fuck did you want to bring this thing, Chancy?
Well, this is actually one of my favorite bands. In a sense, it was actually turned on to me by someone extremely close to me. And this is their debut album that came out on my 11th birthday.
Ooh.
And it was right at the moment where I I didn't even hear this album when it first came out. So like when I was turned on to the band, I went back and listened to it, knowing when it came out, knowing what was going through my life at the time. There was so many things that resonated, so much innuendo as far as like pain and just all these things that just the play on words and the way that they were able to do it with just a two-piece band. I mean, it's just two guys.
Hold on. Casey has a legitimate question here about what you were just saying.
Well, actually, someone close to me turned me on to the band.
I think Casey's just trying to yank your chain a little here, Giggity.
No, it's cool. I get it.
To hear you say "turned on" again.
Yeah,
Although,
maybe.
What I really want is I want to hear you say "ew" again, like you did. Ew, like it was. Ew.
Yeah, ew. Just ew.
It reminds me of Schitt's Creek, where she's like, "Ew, David."
Ew. But like the name of the of the album, obviously, it's its debut album. It's the titular album. It's the name of the band is Placebo, and the name of the album is Placebo, obviously. And like I said, they're going back and I know Casey's being a smart ass, dude. It's all good, Broseph. It, like I said, when I first got turned on to the band so far after the fact, I went back and listened to it. And when I was 11, there was so much shit that was going on in my life that literally just matched up perfectly to it. Like the amount of like, you'll never win. Essentially, life is nothing but pain, so you may as well get used to it. Just such a dark and gloomy outlook on life while also being played in some of the most beautiful upbeat notes with really interesting, like, not punk rock, too slow to be punk rock, but too clean to be metal. It's like almost the perfect description of alternative rock, so to speak. But yeah, sorry, I'll stop rambling. But yeah, that's why I brought this on, because it's got a lot of meaning to me.
Well, Bubbles, why don't you tell Chancy what you thought about the CD, and I'll just hold my explosion here for a minute.
That's okay. Actually, this was the first time I've heard of this band or listened to the songs on there. So I actually, I'm glad that, like, I did this just because I love, like, learning about new artists or I mean, like, obviously they're not new, but like new to me kind of artists that I've never heard of.
Right.
Now, when I was going through the songs, I don't know if I would have picked this album because, again, my Spotify did that thing where it just like brings in other albums, and I feel like more of the songs that I was like getting into was on the
Meds.
I don't know. It was like there's something about a ghost, or I'd have to look it up. I don't know, but
it's cool. I was gonna say I would actually recommend Meds as far as one of their albums. That's a good album.
Yeah. No, so I'm gonna actually have to, like, if I'm not doing like specific research, I'm gonna have to like listen to the actual like playlist that they have there for them, because I did actually enjoy some of these and like listening through them and things like that. And you said that this was their first album, right?
Yep.
Okay. Because that's kind of like the feeling that I got listening to it. Is it definitely like it had all of the things that were there, but it also felt like a first time album as well. So
yep.
I enjoyed it personally.
Oh no, the bleeding asshole is back again. But I mean, what can I say? What can I say? I have never heard of Placebo either, at least to my knowledge, unless I've heard one of their songs and didn't realize it.
I brought meds to the show.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, then I have heard them before, apparently, and I have listened to one of their albums before, and I don't remember what I thought of that album even. But that must have been how forgettable it was, because just like this album, like, why the fuck they call it Placebo? I need some meds to listen to this fucking album. Like, Jesus Christ. It's just, I turned this on, and I'm like, why does it sound like two dudes playing ukuleles in their fucking bedroom? Like,
Because it is literally two dudes, a guy on a guitar and a guy on bass.
and it's just like, oh my God, why am I listening to this? And then, you know, halfway through the album, I'm like, why am I still listening to this? Jesus Christ.
Because you signed up. You signed up for this chicken shit outfit.
And then I created this chicken shit outfit, thank you. And then I freaking it was my brainchild, and I came and said, yo, Chancy, let's go start some shit up. And you were like, yeah, son, let's do this shit. Let's go. But I mean, I will say, about 3/4 through the album, all of a sudden, they start acting like they're heavy metal stars, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, they can actually do hard? I thought they were just soft Nancy boys. But I'm like, oh shit, they can actually get hard. But, so I mean, I am torn between this album, and I kind of want to go back and listen to our episode where we did meds, because I don't remember that shit at all. So
it could be one of those ones that didn't get recorded. There is a chance of that, but I'm almost certain.
Maybe I still have to make the master. I still got to make the master list of all the albums we've done. It's a fucking project that I haven't started yet. I'm putting off because it's gonna be a lot of work. But
I'm going through my list right now to see if I can find it.
Yeah, I gotta make the master list. Because soon enough we're gonna have to start sending that list to people and being like, yeah, these are all the albums we've done. Pick one that's not on this list. But yeah, I mean, honestly, out of 3 albums, this was definitely okay. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. Out of 3 albums, my album was the only one that I actually could stand. So, yeah. But I'll put Panic in the Disco right the fucking same line as this album that Placebo did. Because fuck, give me some Placebo or something so I can think I'm getting some good feeling out of this fucking album. But what were your top 5 for this so-called album, Chancy?
Actually, I had a honorable mention. The honorable mention was 36 Degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5 was Nancy Boy. Number 4 was Swallow.
I'm sure it was. You would put Swallow on Nancy Boy.
Actually, I fucked that up. I didn't have a honorable mention. So 5 was 36 Degrees. 4 was Nancy Boy. 3 was Swallow. 2 was Come Home. And number 1 was Bruce Pristine.
So it was Come Home, Swallow, Nancy Boy.
Yeah. Yep. And then get beat.
Well, after Nancy Boy Swallow, that's what you gotta do. But Bubbles, what were your top 5 for Chancy's album if they're all on the same album by chance?
So I'm not quite sure. So I think I'm gonna just have this one as an honorable mention. Because I'm not sure if it exactly counts as a song. But it's the HK Hidden track.
Yep.
That's on this album. That's on the album.
When I don't know, like, because when I look at it, it says it's like part of Swallow, which is also like my number 5. So Swallow was my number 5.
I think that's why I had it set up like I did, because I think that one of mine was that secret track as well. So yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Okay. And then, so Swallow's my number 5. Nancy Boy was my number 4. My number 3 is Teenage Angst. Number 2 is 36 Degrees, and number 1 was also Bruce Pristine.
She liked it so much, he played it twice.
It's good. It's a good song.
Well, I am happy to say that at least one of my top 5 nobody else had. But number 5 was 36 Degrees. Because I believe most of these are the part of the album where they actually got a little heavy. I mean, a hidden track, they can keep that shit fucking hidden. That was horrible. But number 4 was Teenage Angst, just because that song was decent. Number 3 was Bruce Pristine, because that song actually wasn't horrible. Number 2 was I Know, which nobody has mentioned. It was actually a really good fucking song.
Yeah, it was. It was a good one.
And then number 1 was Nancy Boy, because that was definitely the best song on the album. And I kept thinking of I'm listening to it, I'm giggling myself in the car, like, Chancy's a Nancy Boy. But, and I started writing my intro for the episode right there and then. But I mean, yeah, Placebo. I'll take the real thing next time, not the placebo.
I actually may not have brought this to the show.
I don't think you did, because I would have never.
Which means
I remember the ones I hate more than the ones I like. So.
Which means I'm going to be bringing it sometime soon.
Oh, God,
Same thing with Death and MC Paul Barman.
I'm down for Death. Death is I could do Death. Death. I'm like Thanos, man. I'll fuck Death. Like, but well, musers, we have brought you the albums 3. 1 good one and 2, God help us, ones, but still, we brought you these albums 3, as promised. And guess what? Your musers are going to be back on Saturday for a special weekend show with a returning guest, Fry McDunstan, all the way from Germany, as he gets ready to release a new EP, which may be on the show. You'll have to come in Saturday and figure that shit out. But Miss Bubbles, center of bastardism, where can they find you in this podcast world?
Well, you can find me on Bracket Bastards. You can also find me on both TikTok and Snapchat at Jessie Marie.
The TikTok is very inviting, but
I finally re-added it onto my phone, by the way. I finally got all your messages.
Oh yeah, because I couldn't find your fucking Facebook for a minute. Yeah, but that's right. But that's right, folks. Come on, summertime. I want to see that TikTok in summertime. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Are you here? But Chancy, where can they find you besides taking the placebo and in a dark room with no light?
Well, the world's worst scavenger hunt continues. This is my real name. It is you found on Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok. It is the Red Eye Roundtable, and on X it is Red Eye Table. And then obviously, of course, I could be found here in the deepest circle of hell, where even the devil himself won't dare tread.
Oh, the devil don't come around me. I'm a fornicator. But yeah, you could find both of us, of course, on Facebook as Uncensored, Untamed, and certainly Unapologetic UQ Podcast Collective Facebook group. You can find us on XX Baby and the Gram as that Juggalo Bastard. You can find us on the old Tiki-Taki as that Juggalo Bastard Podcast. And you can find us on YouTube as Maniacal Music Musings for old episodes, or you can find us streaming live on Blind Knowledge Network. Because all knowledge was blind until I had to hear these 2 fucking albums for this episode, and then I made it blind again. Fuck this shit. And of course, you can find us streaming now on Facebook on Parapost Network. A great home for all podcasts, paranormal or not. We will be back Saturday twice. Once for a regular episode, as mentioned, and again for a Rolling Stone Bracket Part 3. Come see Chancy lose his shit some more, and we'll find out what hashtag Casey motherfucking box is at. But until then, Your musers are out, and remember, Panic at the Disco is fucking horrible.
I disagree.